Loneliness may be one of the deadliest threats in America today, and your brain still thinks it's living 20,000 years ago. In 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General warned that chronic loneliness carries health risks comparable to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. But this crisis didn't begin with smartphones or social media. It began the moment humans stopped sleeping the way they evolved to survive. 20,000 years ago, night wasn't peaceful. There were no locked doors, no police, no electricity, only darkness, and the sounds of predators beyond the fire. Ancient humans didn't sleep because they felt safe. They slept because they slept together. Here's the strange part. Researchers believe early humans rarely spent the night alone. Entire tribes gathered around a single fire, sharing warmth, protection, and something they could never have measured: a calmer nervous system. Every extra person meant more ears listening for danger, more eyes watching the darkness, more chances of surviving until sunrise. But nobody talks about this. The human brain didn't simply evolve to enjoy company. Evidence suggests it evolved to expect it. Imagine opening your eyes in the middle of the night and discovering your tribe had vanished. Your brain wouldn't think, "I'm finally alone." It would assume something had gone terribly wrong. Maybe everyone had abandoned you. Maybe everyone else was already dead. Either way, being alone usually meant death. Wait until you hear this. That ancient survival system may still be running inside your brain today. Psychologists call it social baseline theory. The idea suggests the human brain expects trusted people to be nearby, helping share risk and reduce the mental effort of staying alert. When those social connections disappear, the brain may treat the world as a more dangerous place, even when you're completely safe. That's why loneliness isn't simply a feeling. It can become biology. The 2023 U.S. Surgeon General's report concluded that prolonged social isolation is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, anxiety, dementia, and even premature death. In other words, your body may react to loneliness as though it's facing a long-term survival threat. This is where the story becomes uncomfortable. Ancient tribes survived because life was shared, food was shared, children were raised together, fear was shared. No one was expected to carry life alone. Over thousands of years, that way of living shaped the human mind itself. But civilization changed far faster than evolution ever could. Homes became larger, families became smaller, and for the first time in human history, millions of people began sleeping alone. What if the real reason loneliness hurts so much isn't emotional at all, but because your brain still believes the campfire has gone out? What if the real reason loneliness hurts so much isn't emotional at all, but because your brain still believes the campfire has gone out? As humans built cities, invented technology, and connected the world, something unexpected happened. We became surrounded by millions of people, yet many of us felt more alone than ever. Here's the strange part. Loneliness isn't measured by how many people surround you. It's measured by how safe your brain feels with the people who matter. Remember the 2023 U.S. Surgeon General's warning from earlier. Chronic loneliness carries health risks comparable to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. That isn't just a mental health issue, it's an evolutionary mismatch. But nobody talks about this. In the late 1990s, psychologists James Cone, Hilary Schaefer, and Richard Davidson began exploring what later became known as social baseline theory. Their research suggests the human brain assumes trusted people will help share life's risks. When that support disappears, the brain has to spend more energy staying alert, making ordinary challenges feel heavier than they actually are. Think about that. Your ancestors feared being left outside the campfire. Today, millions experience that same ancient alarm while sitting safely inside their own homes. This is where it gets surprising. Brain imaging research has shown that simply holding the hand of someone you deeply trust can reduce activity in regions linked to threat and fear. Your brain literally works less when it knows you're not facing danger alone. The world changed. Our biology didn't. Maybe that's why simple moments can have such a powerful effect. A shared meal, a genuine conversation, someone waiting for you to come home. They aren't just comforting memories. They're signals your nervous system may still recognize from thousands of years ago. The story of loneliness was never really about being physically alone. It may be about an ancient brain searching for the environment it evolved to expect. Perhaps our ancestors' greatest survival tool wasn't fire, it was belonging. And maybe solving today's loneliness crisis isn't about returning to the Stone Age. It's about understanding which ancient human needs never disappeared in the first place. Because once you realize your brain still carries echoes of prehistoric campfires, you start wondering how many other modern problems are actually ancient survival instincts wearing new clothes.